My son's 9 years old. He's autistic. He's on the autism spectrum. He's been going to the same school for 3 years. There's kind of been some ongoing altercations with him and certain people in the school where there's fighting going on. But generally, he's at home and at daycare. He's a good kid. He listens fairly well to us. So this all started out this morning in a taxi ride with my child and another autistic child. And they got to school and they had an altercation in the taxi, and my kid wasn't happy about it and started having a meltdown. So when he got picked up by the EA at school, he went from the taxi into the sensory room and started having a meltdown in there, and then got restrained in there. So from there they had him calm down, and then they started bringing him for a walk around the school. And then he started having another meltdown, which they took him from there and then brought him into the principal's office. And next to the principal's office, you have the vice principal's office, who was in a meeting with a police officer at the time. The police officer heard the altercation in the next room going down, and she took it upon herself to go into the room, restrain my child, and handcuff him inside the principal's office.
I tipped over the chair and then they freaking handcuffed me. It hurt. It hurt in my back and my head. That's how it felt like when I did.
So we go to the school and we pick him up, and we have a meeting with the principal, the vice principal, the police officer, and the resource teacher. And they're telling us that he was hitting and this and that he got restrained. And the police officer started telling me that she restrained him, and I was stunned, and that she got involved at school like that with a child that's so young. And so I asked her if she restrained him. She said yes. So I got upset and said that they shouldn't be doing that to disabled children. And I spoke with my son, asked him if he had been if he was hurt during the whole altercation, and he told me he was only hurt when he was had his arms, the police officer put his arms behind his back and put metal things on his hands, which he has no idea what handcuffs are or anything like that. But right away I understood that, okay, he was in handcuffs. So I went in back into the principal's office and asked the police officer, and she was proudly, it almost looked like she was proud to say that, yeah, I put him in handcuffs. And it was very upsetting for me and my wife, so we asked for the police officer's badge number, and we left the school.
Were you surprised?
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to happen again?
If I see the cops. If I see the cops. And when I see the cops at school.
Do you see cops at school a lot?
No, just today.
You know, you can see he's a little upset about the whole situation. To be so young and to experience that, especially an autistic child who's probably has the mind of maybe a 6-year-old, you know, this is a lot for them to take in, and a lot of stress for him at the same time. But like at home now, he's like making paper handcuffs and trying to putting them on us. You know, like
our sister, Dan's sister, came over today, and my son didn't want her to leave, so he made her a pair of paper handcuffs and said, "Now you can't go anywhere." Yeah. So basically, our next step is we're going to find out what our rights are, what we can do, what kind of help is out there for our son, what we need to do. Like, we're basically like we don't know what to do. We don't know what to do.